English Teacher, Part 144. If you wish to promote recall of the information and performance step-by-step skills, you might decide to use instructor or peer tutoring. If you wish your students to acquire high level of cognitive decision making or interpersonal skills, you should use strategies that call for investigation and critical creative thinking. To promote cross-cultural understanding, you might use cooperative learning methods, whole class interactive instructions. You will often teach your class as a whole, particularly when presenting information or step-by-step skills or when conducting a class discussion. While you will sometimes need to use a highly teacher-centered method of the whole class instruction in the development of a lesson to establish a positive learning climate and to increase the productivity of your class, competent small groups will need to provide. Your class becomes a social system and work group. Every class is a social system affected by friendship, power, influence, and communication pattern. Member roles in school pairs and classrooms, attractive patterns affect to some extent the way individuals interact, how well the class functions. Positive interactions, participation improve individual self-concept, thus reducing apprehension and making students more comfortable with one another. In the climate of positive peer influence that emerge, students are free to risk attempting a wider range of the learning activities, and class can develop into a mature group of learners more efficiently and the materials more productively. Whole class discussion. Whole class or large group discussion is meant to promote and strengthen student skills of analysis and interpretation, to shape their attitudes and to develop their skills of positive interaction. Large group class discussion requires teacher and students to interact verbally. Its objective is to help students value their contributions and increase their sense of contributing to their own and the others' learning experience. Class discussion is based on the recognition of the knowledge more than the ability to produce correct answer, and thus active structure participation in creative inquiry can produce good communication skills and knowledge rooted in understanding. Discussion can be adapted many classroom characters and so on. There are guided discussion that is carefully guided step by step by the means of the thought-provoking questions, and the timely interjection of the information is termed guided discussion. Its chief purpose is to promote understanding of the important concepts, but it is also useful for helping students review material, for promoting the application of learning. Your role in guided discussion is to be the leader and to secure of the authority, or when required by the information, you will seek wide participation and elicit necessary information by making frequent use of the convergent questions, prompts, and probes. You might wish to review the principles of guided inquiry, since they are very similar to those of the guided discussion. Open discussion. Open discussion makes more demands on the teacher than does the guided decision, but it can be exciting and rewarding as it flows much more freely. When we choose discussion as a method of instruction, it becomes our responsibility to plan and monitor the degree of openness, and then we accordingly maintain it, and it gives us the result of an interactive classroom methodology. There are, of course, degrees of openness, and completely open discussion consists largely of the interchanges among the students, but one needs to be at high level of creative thinking to make it a reality.